Civil War still seem to be going on right outside my front door. And we're just standing right over grave sites. We're just like I could just take my finger and dig a trail in the dirt, and all the blood that just soaked in the land would just gush right outside the earth's pores. And while some men never received the prestige and the Lord to bear their names on tombstones, ultimately, each man received the proper moral, because eventually all souls come home. And if you listen close, you can still hear their screams, because soldiers don't die quietly. And times have me thinking, maybe they're just up in the afterlife fighting and building underground railroads all over again. Because homie, I ain't afraid to die, just scared out my mind to go to heaven. Just for the fear of some old slave trader slipping in. I mean, look what will become. People walking around so happy like they can walk around and ask themselves questions like, what if the South had won? I mean, come on, homie, how can I not feel abandoned? The only thing that ever given us for reparations is museums with all kind of accounts of slavery, just to keep reminding me that while Jewish men got settlements for Holocaust for all the suffering that forefathers received, one of the worst crimes man's ever committed just went by without even someone handing out a college scholarship or even a down payment on something to start a business with. But maybe it's because the government is just run by a bunch of Confederates who may have lost the battle but won themselves the war when they found themselves on congressional tickets. And now they're just making White House visits. So now my brothers need to stop complaining and start grabbing every opportunity you can before they start remanufacturing slave ships. I mean, why do you think they call the neighborhood you live in the projects? People, we just projects. But don't blame it on your neighborhood dealer. He's just had too many failed attempts. And that fiend he just makes his money off of, they're just trying to escape this shit. In administration, they're just recycling profits, because taking it out of communities would just put dents in their pockets. And me, I have yet to believe that I'm just speaking in this language poets haven't manifested to perfect on microphones before. So what the fuck is the problem? I would have thought by now a few cats would have gotten to them, a few brothers would be able to pull these dudes in, and maybe they wouldn't be so programmed to buy a lottery tickets to help them win themselves some financial freedom, and then give the money right back to the system by wasting on cheap fare like liquor and beer, strippers and bootleg athletic gear. I mean, come on, must I really grab you from the back of your head and start driving your ass through the hallways our school board has for our kids to roam in, and let you see the establishments they have to learn in with teachers that don't believe in them, so they just build their heads with all kind of whitewash myths? And please, I get to believe that this is the worst that it gets, because I know any day now, they're just 2 seconds away from selling our asses on the internet. Fuck what you say. Now they're just hanging us in court instead of lynching us off that branch they used to swing us on. The technique is the only thing that's changed. So if rebel symbols keep managing to find their ways back on the flags of Confederate states, what's the Civil Wars if it's just like the South won anyway? Wow.